Alright, here's the deal for today's video. We got a box opening. I came to the front porch today. The guy dropped it off, and I guess what I noticed is I've never noticed that they've done this before, but he wanted to take a couple pictures of the box, I guess of the barcode or whatever, before he left. I didn't notice to do that. I guess they do that because of porch pirates and stuff like that. But anyways, this should be I believe it's a Panasonic TR-555 portable black and white television. I believe it's from 1977. I believe it's the Panasonic, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and open it up here. Alright, here we go. Sorry for the noisy ass lawnmower still in the background. Here's the adapter to the TV, and like I said, it's a Panasonic TR-555, I believe. There's the little power adapter that comes with it. And here is the set itself. It's all in bubble wrap. I'm gonna have to try to move all this styrofoam out of here to get to the damn TV. This is gonna be a little bit more difficult to do with one hand, so. Okay, well, it looks like the guy who packaged this used half bubble wrap, and then he ran out. Or before he started using bubble wrap, he decided to wrap it in saran wrap. Alright, there you go. Here's the set. Panasonic, solid state. What is it, about a 5-6 inch CRT. Model TR-555 from October 1977. It's got 300 ohm terminal leads for UHF, VHF. Not quite sure why the previous owner has this hooked up on UHF, because you can only use this on channel 4 VHF or channel 3 VHF. He's actually nice enough to give me a channel master model 2506 TV matching transformer. So that's cool. I always love when you get those with the TV, because you don't have to worry about getting an extra one. And I have one in the house, but it's not really accessible. I think it's on another TV somewhere. There's where the adapter hooks on. Okay, so that's on. Yeah, that's on. You have to really fiddle with the power supply to get it to. Yeah, see, I got it there. I don't see anything on the CRT when it lights up. I'm only getting all the CRTs lighting up. And the guy sent me a picture of the CRT turning on, so I don't know if maybe something happened during shipping. That's... Huh. Alright, I'm back out. It's the next day. I'm gonna pop the chassis off. First I'm gonna check to see if the filaments in the CRT are glowing. And I'm gonna have to figure out a way to see if there's any high voltage getting to the CRT. I don't know if there's any high voltage getting to the CRT. I have nothing to check CRTs. I don't have a CRT tester. It'd be nice to have one. I've been looking for one, but they're also damn expensive. So I'm just gonna do what I can do. I'm gonna try doing this with what I have and use. Haha. So I barely got the CRT open. I'm actually having a bitch of a time trying to just get it off so I can fix this. I think I looked in it when I opened it, and the yoke looked in an odd place to me, and I thought, well, that doesn't look right, and I can barely see it. Well, now I can with the camera in there. But the yoke was slid off of where it's supposed to be, and the connector is falling off of the back. So that would be why the CRT isn't lining up. Alright, so this is how I found it when I took it off. The yoke is completely off the set. It looks like all the wires are still connected. The yoke is all the way the hell down here, and the connector is pushed off. I'm guessing maybe that had to do with when it was shipping, because I know they toss those packages pretty good on the top of the conveyor belts inside of the factory. So yeah, probably have to adjust that so that the picture's not, you know, crooked on the screen, because when you got the yoke the wrong way, for some of you who don't know, it actually makes the picture somewhat crooked. So there we go. Looks better. And then the little connector that came off. So that would, I guess, explain why it was not turning on. Well, what do you know? It's as simple as that. Just the yoke came off and the connector broke off. Filaments are lighting up. It's hard to see, but you can tell the picture's crooked. Because I can already tell that I have the yoke on. I know the yoke. You can already tell I have the yoke on the wrong way, so that's why. I'll have to turn it. Alright, so I believe that's the right way, like that, right? Let's try that. I'm going to try to do it with it off, of course. There you go, that's better. It's a little crooked. So, what the hell is it with Panasonic TVs and it doing this? Is it just a bizarre coincidence, or is it just me? Because my other Panasonic TR-555 up here did the exact identical thing when I would hook it up to the VHF terminals. Well, I don't have it hooked up to the VHF terminals. I have it just hooked onto a clip lead. And I think I have it set to, yeah, rod. Both of them are on rod. Actually, I haven't taken this off. This didn't seem to do much. And then I looked closer at it, and I guess I didn't read the label properly. This side's UHF and this side's VHF. So this TV transformer really isn't no good, because it only does UHF. You can't get any analog in UHF anymore. You can only get analog on VHF channel 3 or 4. So yeah, it's like it's a linearity issue. You see where it's twisted that way? Those should be this way. And I've done it on, I fixed it on a Velcro Protecta once. So, where are we here? So, if I can hold the camera on the damn subject. Vertical hold, horizontal hold? No, that should be linearity. Okay, there we go. And now I need it to flip that way. Well, what do you know? I started filling a bit more, and I filled it with the horizontal hold knob. It turns out the horizontal knob was turned so far off I couldn't. It took me. And what I noticed is when I was playing with the yoke earlier, I had the whole thing flipped over backwards, and I had the height control. I must have been fiddling with that. I think I was, and I got it stretched out across the screen. So I'm gonna have to open this up, twist the yoke the other way, and adjust the height and the width. Well, the yoke is turned the right way now on the CRT. You can tell how stretched out it is. Because I think so what I have to do is I have to fiddle with the width and the height. It's more so the height. That's not really the width, actually. I mean, look at the guide. Look how zoomed in the guide is. That's the normal guide on here, right? And look at on here. Oh man. Alright, I fixed the width and the height. I still got the yoke is a little bit back. It's a little bit crooked. I'm gonna try to do this without killing myself here, without zapping myself. That's about right, I think. That looks about right. A little crooked, but not too bad. Alright, so there we go. The picture aligned and everything. Alright, so this wasn't actually really a repair at all. This was just the yoke was loose on the CRT and the connector came off. And the horizontal lock was way off.
Has 4 layers and ships
We have
directly
4
to
layers.
your door from our USA-based company for the
Oh, of course.
price of just $1.99 each.
It's not a good mask unless it's made in America, right?
Not available on
And the
Amazon.
hand sanitizer. Get the hand sanitizer with it.
Urge you to call or go online now for guaranteed delivery. Remember, this offer is not available on Amazon.
Oh.
This is an NBC News special report. Remembering George Floyd. Reporting from Minneapolis.
Well, this is a funeral, isn't it?
Holt.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. We are here at North Central University in Minneapolis to bring you live coverage of the memorial service for George Floyd, the first in a series of observances that will culminate in his burial next week in his home state of Texas.
Crooked.
10 days ago, just over 2 miles due south of here, George Floyd's life ended at the hands of 4 Minneapolis police officers, including one who pressed his knee into Floyd's neck for nearly 9 minutes as he lay dying in the street. Those officers, as you know by now, were fired and have now all been charged in his murder. In death, George Floyd has become larger than life. Now, today's coverage is Today's Show co-host and MSNBC anchor Craig Melvin. Craig?
Lester, good afternoon to you. You mentioned the service. I spent some time talking to Benjamin Crump a few hours ago, of course, Mr. Crump, the attorney for the family, and I asked him what we could expect from this memorial service. He said it is not just going to be remembering the life of...
I guess those days of flicking through the latest biography or even the story of Juliana Tattlebaum, I guess those days are done for now. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Steve. You know, I went into a Zara home yesterday. They reopened one in my neighborhood. I knew you were going to be outside.
Of what we saw in Georgia today. I mean, you see lines sometimes, there's big turnout, there's lines. Well, Georgia seemed like an absolute disaster in many respects. What happened there today?
Well, I don't think it was a single thing. I mean, it's the confluence of a few factors. Number one, Georgia, because it had been...
Think about how many hours your stylist went to school and how many experts are trying to figure out how to do your hair cuter, right? Because especially if you're dealing with loss of job or insecurity of finances and stuff, and it's going to be harder for hairdressers to take new clients. It's such.
And be honest.
No, I will be honest.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just as lame as I wanted it to be.
I'll tell you what mine was now, since we're training
We're not
here.
going to share? Okay.
I was one of those people that had, there's two types of people. People that have the short screen names when you're respectable, even if it ain't.
Lies on
So anyways,
land after an 1855 earthquake raised its harbor bed.
yeah, thanks for watching.
What is Wellington? Yes.